Several months ago, I decided to go traveling full time. So I am excited, I am nervous, and in case you want to do it as well, I want to tell you today about the preparation I'm taking and the emotional impact it's having on me. I came to make this big decision because about 2 years ago I had a huge change that happened in my life. It was quite traumatic. It's taken me all this time to heal and to really ask myself what it is that I want to do with my life. So I took a good look at my old life and I realized that I had kept myself small. I had bowed to the need for a routine and security. It was like I had drawn this small circle around my life, and I was living entirely within this small space that I had somehow designated for myself. So I decided now was the time to expand my mind, expand my life, expand my horizons. So first I thought, oh, I'll just go travel more, maybe a month at a time, or maybe 2 months, or maybe 3 months. So then I realized that my subconscious was trying to tell me, go traveling full time. I have lived in London for 25 years and I absolutely adore it. Look how beautiful it is and how diverse. But nevertheless, I've now decided to become a digital nomad, someone who can work from anywhere. It is time to kiss you goodbye, London, and move on. I happen to be quite free without a husband or kids, so you may think, yeah, it's all right for you. But there are many people who travel as a couple or even as a family. So the other side of the coin is that I will be going traveling as a solo female traveler by myself. I don't mind, I'm not complaining. But if you have someone to share it with, how great is that? What I do for a living is I teach German language. So, what I've been doing the last 12 months is put an online course together aimed at intermediate students of German because I found that the more advanced you get in a language, the fewer resources there are for you to learn with. It was really time and labor intensive to put that course together, and now I'm finding I have to put in more work to market and sell the course. So, note to self, it's definitely a good idea to start with a smaller project, get people's feedback, and make adjustments early as needed. On the other hand, it's definitely good to learn about marketing. The whole going online experience was a huge, steep learning curve for me. All I knew until then was how to teach, and then I had to learn so many new skills like video, like video. This is ridiculous. Like learning how to speak, I had to learn how to speak, and I also had to learn video editing. Learn about lighting, about sound recording, about getting comfortable in front of the camera. No more hiding behind a German flag as a profile image. So many new apps, Canva, Snapseed. I didn't even have an Instagram account before I started this. Website design, Facebook ads, growing an email list. It's a change of career. It's learning a new job. It's exhausting. And it's also really good for you. Learning is fantastic. Learning is growing. It also means that you get to redesign your life. You get to reinvent yourself 2.0. Huge opportunity, I think. You get to think about what turns you on the most. I love teaching, but what is the most meaningful to me and brings me the greatest joy is definitely spirituality. By which I mean that part of our consciousness that transcends time, place, and circumstance and connects with eternal forces and with universal truths. So I decided to come out of the spiritual closet. I wasn't actually teaching in schools at the time. I was teaching in very corporate environments, banks and law firms and insurances. So when I first came out, yes, I felt quite foolish, like coming out as a hippie or a crank. But then after some time, I became the go-to person for any kind of spiritual experiences or feelings or questions that people had. And they did have them because I think spirituality is very much one big aspect of all our lives. And I loved it that people could talk to me about my favorite subjects and me to them. So looking back, I'm thinking, why did I hesitate for so long? I think all these fears that come up in our minds always turn out to be quite groundless. People are generally very positive. They admire you, they will support you, they may be a little envious. But the main thing is that they think you're going on a year-long vacation. I always try and explain that actually I'm just changing my office location from London to anywhere in the world. The concept is so new that if you're traveling, you must be on holiday, right? Actually, no. And on that note, you will have to bring your own discipline. You have to be able to get the work done without the 9 to 5 routine, without your boss yelling at you or anyone kicking your butt. If you don't, then you will just be on vacation. But the best part about telling others what you're doing with your life is that this will allow them to think what they're doing with their lives. If you are brave enough to implement a big change, then that allows them to contemplate doing the same. And that is the most rewarding part of telling everyone. In practical terms, that means declutter. Get rid of a lot of stuff from your old life. Make space for your new life. It feels good to get rid of all that old stuff that you've been hanging on to for maybe just in case one day that day has not come and it won't come. And now is the time to let go. Don't leave the back door open to slip back into your old shoes. Sell all your shoes. Put all your stuff on eBay, Gumtree, Craigslist. Not a lot of it will sell or sell for much, so be prepared to give a lot of stuff to charity. It feels good to do good, to know that someone else is getting to use your stuff and you are going to get to have a lot of new experiences. There will be times when you feel sad. There have been so many times recently where I've been thinking, OMG, this is the last time that That could be silly things like get on a red double-decker bus. Or it could be not so silly things like see my very good friend for the last time, maybe in a long time. Going traveling feels completely right for me, and at the same time, I let myself feel the sadness of leaving, which is completely natural, I think. There will also be times when you think you must be completely crazy to throw away all the good things in your life, your friends, a secure job, a nice place to live, knowing your way around. I'm experiencing that too. In my opinion, those feelings are driven by fear. And fear is also a natural thing to feel. But for me, I don't want my life to be driven by fear. I don't want my limits to be set by fear. So I ask myself, what is really going on? How great is my job really? How great is my life here? Am I stuck in a rut? Am I bored? Is the fear exaggerating all the good sides of everything? So what I did was I felt the fear and I went through it and I decided to do it anyway. That is my best advice on fear, which I have a lot of. Maybe you're the opposite and you can't wait to get away. In my experience, whenever I've been like that, I was trying to run away from some problem or other, and it never worked. So in my experience, wherever you go, you take yourself with you, and that means all your issues and all your stuff. And no matter how glorious the sunset and how wonderful the beach, that stuff will find you. So I am literally about to make this leap into the unknown, and I'm as excited as I am terrified. But if you want to stay tuned, then I'll keep you posted. Subscribe, and here's my Instagram if you want to see photos of my journey.